Yes, so great question. So I would say, as much as I love Bigger Pockets and I have a lot of good interactions there and I've met a lot of good people in the space, if you're focused on really multifamily and large scale multifamily, then I think uh, going to conferences. I'm going to the Best Ever conference put on by a guy named Joe Fairless, Ashcroft Capital. That's in April in Salt Lake City. Dan Hanford does one in Charlotte in June. There's a variety of conferences. And so I would encourage um, new investors to go to these conferences. Brad Sumrock has one, Mike LeBlanc has one, Dealmaker Live. You can certainly find conferences, and I would go. And there's two reasons for going. One would be the content that's provided by the speakers, and the other one would be to network with people that can help you on your journey. So doing conferences, as you note, there is tons of information on the World Wide Web. And so new multifamily investors can find that information. I'd also suggest that maybe they consider join a coaching or mentoring program. And what that provides is additional networking opportunities within your team. And what you want to do, you want to associate with people who are maybe a step or two ahead of you. Yeah. So they can kind of show you those next steps. So if you're truly committed to kind of moving into multifamily actively as an operator, as a lead sponsor, then definitely these conferences and networking and mentoring programs would be good. I'd encourage the listeners, each of these groups has a slightly different flavor. They have a slightly different focus. Some are maybe very geographically focused. So I think as you're evaluating them, what fits your personality and your kind of style in investing in what you want to do. So for example, if somebody's ideal is, I want to start going after 30, 40 unit mom and pop apartment owners, that's going to be a little bit different program than I want to take down 250 unit syndication deals. And so look for a mentoring program that is fits with what you kind of want to do and what your skill set may provide. The other thing I would say is people want to know what's the best market to invest in. And I would say the best market to invest in is the market you know best, because any market you can make good deals. So I live in Greenville, South Carolina. That's the Liberty Bridge behind me. All of my syndication work is in Greenville County or the upstate. It's a market I know well. I'm here every day. And so don't spread yourself out over 5 or 6 markets. Because what also happens is you have to kind of hit a critical mass in a certain market before people start to take you seriously. So I'm an ex-California guy, and everybody knows California investors have a lot of money. And we know also a lot of California investors want to get their equity out of California, perhaps elsewhere. So these brokers all across the country in the Sun Belt, the Midwest, Arizona, they get calls from people in California all the day. But if you really want to start gaining traction with the brokers, get on a plane and go to that market and start meeting with those people face to face, because then they're going to go, hey, this guy or gal is serious about doing this. And so you got to kind of build that network. And then if you find your first deal in that market, leverage that to use to buy another deal in that market. Because if you go buy something in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, a market I like, it's about 3 hours from my home. If you go buy a building in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, when you call a broker in Winston-Salem and go, oh, I own the Elm Tree Apartments down on Main Street, that broker's going to know you're a real player and you're a real buyer because you actually own something. So I would say pick a market, really drill down deep into that market. And the other thing, just a real practical suggestion. If you pick a market that you got to get on 3 airplanes to get to, that's not going to work, right? Because you're going to want to spend time there. And so you need to be able to get back and forth relatively efficiently with relative ease to do it. So if it's like a 3-flight all-day journey to this market, my sense is you're just not going to be able to spend as much time in that market as you need, as opposed to you can hop on a plane, direct flight 2 hours to your market. That you can do on a 2-day trip. It's no big deal. So pick one market, make sure it's accessible to you, and then really drill down.
Some really golden nuggets here, Arn. Thank you. I want to circle back to the coaching and mentorship. One more benefit of joining a program like that is accountability, because they're going to have you put down in black and white what your goals are, and then they're going to hold you accountable. Did you make those calls? Did you jump on that plane? Did you talk to the brokers? Did you see the property? Did you do anything? And, knowing that coaching call's coming up next Tuesday, and if you haven't done your homework, there's a little bit